This video is to show you how to do page numbering on a report. It can be a little tricky, but there's some basic steps. First of all, the report sample that I have here in front of me has a number of sections already put in, or portions of the document put in. So I have my title page, which was inserted as a cover page, followed by a table of contents page, followed by a table of figures page, then followed by my actual report that you will be creating. At this point in the document, I don't have my index created nor my bibliography created. However, I have already included insertions of the citations and my index entries, so I'm ready to go with that after I finish the page numbering. So what we want to note is that when you're working with doing page numbering in a report, the table of contents and the table of figures are considered 4 pages, and the front matter 4 pages are always numbered differently than the actual report. So because of page numbering being a page level formatting, you need to make that part or section of your document different. So we're going to work on that first. So you can see here that what I did was I inserted a next page section break in after my table of figures. I'm just going to remove it so you can see how that works. So let's say that I had already just a page break in there. So just a regular page break. What I would do is I go to where I want that next page section break to go in. I go into Layout to Breaks, click on Next Page, and it would insert that break for me. Note that I can see these codes because on the Home tab, I've turned on my Show Hide button, and when you turn them off, you can't see them. It's advisable at this point when you're inserting them so that you want to be able to see your page breaks, your section breaks, etc., to leave that turned on. So I now have an extra page break in there that I would remove. So I just go to the beginning of it and press delete, and then delete again a couple of times to remove the extra hard returns at the beginning of my document. So now I have a section break in there dividing this section of my document from the remainder. So that's sort of part A of what we need to do. The second thing that we need to do is, because now my document is broken into sections, I want to make sure that the sections are set up properly for my page numbering. So in order to do that, what I need to do is actually move into my headers and footers. So I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Footers, and I'm going to go down to Edit Footers. So when I do that, because I was at the beginning of my table of contents page, which is the beginning of the section, you'll see that I have a footer that says Section 1. So this is where I want to insert my Roman numerals, but I want to see the rest of the sections of my document. So if I click on Next here to navigate to the next section, it will show me that the next section has a different first page setup. I don't want that, nor do I want to pick up the page numbering from the previous section. So same as previous, we'll pick up whatever was put in the previous section. So I need to do 2 things. I need to disconnect my same as previous so that they're different, and I want to take away the fact that there is a first page section. So to remove the first page section, I go up to the Design, Options, and I say Different First Page, and I remove the checkbox. So now, instead of saying First Page Section 2, it just says Footer Section 2. The other thing I need to do, as I mentioned, is to remove the same as previous, which is the link to the previous footer. So I want to turn that off, and it will disconnect it. So now you can see I just have Footer Section 2. If I click on my previous button, there's my Footer Section 1 that I want to be in to do my Roman numeral style formatting for my document. So the next step that I want to do is I want to go into page numbering, and I got to tell it what style of page numbering I want. So I'm going to format my page numbering, change it to Roman numerals, have it start at 1. So make sure that's set to start at 1, click on OK. It's going to move me back to my title page, which is fine. I just click on Next and it will move me back to where I was positioned. So in my footer, section 1 is where I want to be. And now what I want to do is actually put the page number in. So I click on Page Number, bottom of page, and I pick up the position and the style. So I want it to be in the center and I just want the number. So I'm clicking on page number 2. And you'll see that a lowercase I is positioned there. I next click on Next to move me to my footer for section 2. In this case, I want to change the format the page number to style 1, 2, 3. So if it was set at Roman numerals, I would want to change it back to 1, 2, 3. And I don't want the numbering of the pages to continue from the Roman numeral ones. This page, which is the first page of my actual report, I want to start at 1. So I click on Start At, make sure it says 1 there, click on OK. And again, I'm going to put page number, bottom of page. And in this case, you can choose styles 1, 2, or 3. I prefer plain number 3 because I like my page number at the far right for this kind of paging. Click on 3, and you should see that it now says page 1 there. I can close my header and footer off. And that should finish up my page numbering. So now if I go to preview my document, my title page has no numbering. My second page has an I for my table of contents. My table of figures has an II. My third page has a 1. And then I have a 2 and a 3 on the following pages. What will happen if I add my index, etc. at the end? So I just put and Control Enter to put a new page break in there, right? If I insert my index here, depending on the style I want, but let's just go with classic, I guess, or fancy. Click on OK, and it will insert it and it will number the pages. Okay, and again, another page that I might want to insert, the bibliography, which goes before my index. I already have my bibliography entries done, so I just have to go up to Insert Bibliography, pick the style. In this case, we're doing the Works Cited style, and it should insert it there, and again, my page will be numbered. So there's page 5, page 6 added to the document.